Hello and welcome back to the VChain course. In this chapter, we will discuss what are DApps and smart contracts. If you are a developer, then you might have some understanding of how traditional applications work and the tech stack behind them. Let's discuss this. Any application's tech stack can be divided into two parts, the front end and the back end. The front end consists of what you see and interact with, like buttons, images, inputs, colors, etc. They are all developed in HTML, CSS and JavaScript. There are many front-end frameworks also like React.js, Angular, etc. And for the CSS part, Bootstrap, Tailwind, etc. Whereas the back-end is the part of application that you do not see. For example, the server code, where the application logic like authentication, data management, and some complex functions are designed. Now the activities related to the database, where your data is stored, are commonly done at the backend. The databases like SQL, MongoDB, and GraphQL are the common databases used. Let's discuss the famous MERN stack, where M stands for MongoDB, which is a database, E stands for Express, which is a framework for Node.js server, R stands for React.js, which is used to build the front end, and lastly, N stands for Node.js, which is used at the server side. Now when the blockchain comes into the picture, by its definition, blockchain is a decentralized immutable ledger. We will come to decentralized and immutable later, but what's ledger? Ledger is just a book where all your transactional records are maintained. That's correct. So blockchain is nothing but a decentralized database that keeps a record of transactions. Here the transaction is not just related to the transfer of money, but any operation that is done between two parties. For example, if a website maintains the usernames of all its users on blockchain, then if I change my username, it will count as a transaction. And then the process continues, like validating the transaction and then adding them to the blocks and then publishing according to the consensus algorithm, etc. etc. If you ask why to use blockchain when there is already plenty of databases available, well, the answer is due to its features: decentralization, immutability, and transparency. First, let's see the difference between centralized and decentralized systems. Centralized systems are like a boss who are giving orders to its employees. Everything is controlled by one central authority and everyone follows the same rules. The decentralized systems are like a group of friends hanging out and making decisions together. There is no one person in charge and everyone has a say in what happens. In the decentralized system like blockchain, everyone can see what's happening and no one can manipulate the records. This makes it more secure and transparent. If you want to gain a deeper understanding in the technical sense, then you should start with the basics of how blockchain works. You can take the Introduction to Blockchain course where all these details are discussed. Blockchain can be used along with the traditional tech stack, or if you want to go fully decentralized, you can use technology platforms like IPFS and decentralized hosting services. So coming back to the point, a DApp is a decentralized application because it uses blockchain to store the data. Now let's discuss the smart contracts. Smart contracts are just a piece of code. The terms of the agreement between parties are written directly into the computer code. These agreements are stored on the blockchain, which is decentralized, as we discussed earlier. So this is an example of smart contract that stores a value on the blockchain and then reads it back. The smart contract is written in Solidity, which is supported by most blockchains. VChain also supports smart contracts that are written in the Solidity programming language. If you want to learn Solidity practically, you can take the Introduction to Solidity course. It has a complete combo pack containing videos, articles, quizzes, and inbuilt labs where you can code directly. Also, if you want to practice, you can take the challenges from the assessment section. All the links are attached to the footnote of this chapter. As I said earlier, smart contracts are stored on the blockchain, which is decentralized and immutable ledger. The best part is once they are deployed, they cannot be modified or deleted. Or in some cases, if they are modifiable or deletable, then they are traceable. We can easily identify who did that. Now to interact with smart contract from your application, there are various developer tools based on which blockchain are you using. We will discuss which tools are required for building the dApps on which chain in upcoming chapters. So until now we have discussed the application structure like front end, back end, and where the blockchain stands. Now let's test your understanding of topics that we have discussed now. In the next chapter, complete the given quiz. And then we will see the architecture of VChain. See you in the next chapter.